start कर. Once we complete these observations, now we have to move to this observation table. You can see in the observation table except x nothing is given, and you can see in this x this is 0 1 2 3 4 up to 17, and the midpoint of that is 8.5. so this is actually, these are the fragments of slit to screen distance, 1 centimeter each they are made. And now we have to find out corresponding r dash and h for these x. Okay, in short I will tell you the concept ki if suppose this is the direction of propagation of electron beam, this is your slit and this is your screen. Okay, here this is 0 to 17 centimeters and exactly in the middle, that is at 8.5 centimeter destination. This way on both sides we are applying our bar magnet and we are measuring this distance, center of bar magnet to this axis. This distance for us came out to be 10 centimeter. It can be slightly different in your case if you perform the experiment. So this is 8.5 centimeter distance. So when electron is exactly in the middle of its path, because slit to screen distance which is 17 centimeters, this is actually the length of path covered by electron. And in this path length, when electron is at 8.5 centimeter, we know the distance, we can calculate the magnetic force experienced by electron at 8.5, but we don't know what it is 0. So this way we have to find out this distance when electron is at 0, maybe when electron is at 1, when electron is at 2, and that way up to when electron is at 17 centimeters. To do this, using the value of r and using the values of x, we have to plot this graph. This is graph number 1 of experiment, in which you can see on x-axis we have taken x and it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 17 centimeters, including this 8.5 centimeter, that is the center. Okay, then on y-axis we have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 so on. Scales on both the axes will be same, and now we don't have any readings, we have only one value of r. So what we will do, on this 8.5 line, we will put one point which will be having coordinates. X coordinate is 8.5, y coordinate is r, whatever your r is. In our case it is 10. So we will put one point on this 8.5 line, and then simply by scale we will join this point with each value of x. That is this point to 0, this point to 1 of x, this point to 2 of x, this point to 3, this point to 8.5 up to 17. So join this point with each value of x and you will get a pyramid like structure. Now into this pyramid like structure, simply you have to take a scale. Simply take this scale and measure distance between this point and 0. This is your 13.4. Mention this distance into the observation table. This is your r dash for x is equal to 0. So here you will write that. Okay. Then similarly measure the distance between this point and 1. Mention that in your observation, and that way measure the distances of each value of x from the point which is having coordinates 8.5 and r. So that way you get r dash for each value of x from this graph number 1. Okay. Once you get this r dash, now you have to, I'll show you, you have to calculate intensity of magnetic field at any point. I have shown you in this situation कि when electron is at 0 point, what is the intensity of magnetic field it is experiencing due to this bar magnet. What it is experiencing at 1, at 2, at 3, at 8.5. Naturally at 8.5 it is minimum distance, so intensity will be maximum. Gradually it will decrease on this side and also gradually it will decrease on this side. But exactly what that is, that we have to calculate, and for that this is the this is the equation, this is the relation you have to use. H is equal to m by r dash cube in bracket 3 r capital by r dash bracket square minus 1. Now in this equation, H is intensity of magnetic field at any point, that means at 0 point, at 1 point, at 2 point and so on. M is magnetic moment which we have calculated in first part of experiment. Then R dash we have measured for that value of X 3 R by R dash bracket square minus 1. So this intensity you have to calculate using Calci and using the same formula. In Calci also we put in the values like that. M by put in bracket R dash ठेवा say 13.5 त्या bracketचं cube. One more bracket you will put on Calci also 3, again one more bracket R by R dash bracket close bracket square minus 1, one more bracket and then is equal to you will do. So you will that way calculate what you can say H, that is intensity of magnetic field at any point, and that you will do for each value of R dash. That is you are doing it 19 times because R dash is 19 times X is 0 to 17 and 8.5, that is total 19 values of X are there, naturally total 19 values of R dash there, and H also you will calculate 19 times. Simply a hint will be given to you कि as I have shown in this diagram, when electron is at the longest distance, that is away from this central spot, that is R dash, intensity of magnetic field will be minimum. It will go on increasing from left up to 8.5. It will be maximum at 8.5. Again it will decrease up to 17 over here. This is something you should know to verify your calculations if you are going in correct way or not. Okay. Now once you complete this H column, then you have to find out H average. H average is nothing but total of this H column divided by total values of H. So make a total divided by total values, that is 19. So in H average column you will get a single value. Once only you will write that down, no need to write it 19 times, that is H average. Then small h is the correction between original value of H and the average of H. So small h is H minus H average. For each value of H you will find out small h, that is 19 times you are finding out small h. Next column is capital L minus X. You can see here capital L is 17 centimeters and X is having these values. So it will be your 17 minus 0, 17 minus 1 up to 17 minus 17. So straight away you can write down the final values like 17, 16, 15, 14, so on up to 0. That is X column will appear and inverted over here, and in this small h column, due to the correction, it is always H minus H average. It is not the difference of 2. So in small h column you will have some values positive, some values negative, because naturally the values will be lying above and below average, and multiplication of these two columns will be in last column, that is H into L minus X, and that will appear with sign, as if H is having certain sign, that will be carried forward in this column also. So last column is H into L minus X. Once you complete this observation table, you have to plot second graph, that is first column X against last column H into L minus X, and into this second graph, because H into L minus X is having positive and negative values, X axis of the graph we have shifted to center, and onto this X axis you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to all the values of X are written up to 17. So here the scale is 1:1. On Y axis you have to take H into L minus X. So it is X on X axis, H into L minus X on Y axis. On Y axis you can take the suitable values, suitable scale as per the requirement of your observations. It can be 1 centimeter equal to 0.5, it can be 1 centimeter equal to 0.25, it can be 1 centimeter equal to 1. Whatever is the expansion of your observations, accordingly you can take the scales, and all 19 points you have to put as per their X and Y coordinates, and then you have to draw a smooth graph passing through all the points. Exceptionally, if some point is not coming on the line, you have to leave that, but it should be a smooth curve, and this is the nature of curve we are getting. Now in this graph you can see that some part of curve is lying in negative quadrant, we will call it as negative curve, and in positive quadrant curve will be called as positive curve. So we have this much negative curve and this much positive curve. Now what you have to do, simply you have to count number of squares included in negative curve, just like this. Bring it close. You can see here, you have to mark it like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and so on. So you have to count number of squares. Now while counting the squares, the square which is included half or more than half inside the curve, you will treat that as complete square, whereas the one which is included less than half, you will ignore that. This is something you have studied in 6th 7th standard only. This is the method adopted to you find out the area of irregular shapes. So this is the trick to follow, कि the square which is included half or more than half inside the curve, count that as complete square, and the one which is included less than half, you have to ignore. Just like this square is less than half, so we have not counted that. So count number of squares under negative curve in this region, and maybe if some squares are there in this region, you have to include to this value. If not, that is okay, but if yes, you will add it to this value. Similarly, count number of squares under positive curve, as it is counted by a student putting in the numbers and so on, and you have to take difference of squares. Difference of squares is any region can contain more or less squares, no sign will be involved, and this difference of squares multiplied by area of single square on your graph. Area of single square on your graph will depend upon the scale which you consider. Okay, that will give you the value of integration 0 to L h into L minus x into dx. Suppose number of squares is 2 and area is 1, so this integration value comes out to be 2. This way he got the difference 1 and 1 into 1 because it was 14 minus 13 centimeters, and hopefully you understand this. Once you complete this second graph, is it on? Once you complete this second graph, you have to calculate specific charge of electron by using this formula. Okay, in this formula you can see E by m is equal to PVy in bracket P by 2 plus small l into 10 to the power 8 divided by d again in bracket 1 by 2 L square H average plus integration 0 to L h into L minus x dx and a complete bracket square. Okay, now in this calculation, this P, V, Y, small l, d, L square, H average, these values you will get either from observations or from observation table. This integration value you get from second graph you draw, and hold it stable. Putting in all the values, you have to calculate the specific charge of electron, and that is something you will mention with unit in your calculation part. Similarly, here using this formula for velocity of electron, that is V is equal to PVy in bracket P by 2 plus small l, it is again into 10 to the power 8 divided by d in bracket 1 by 2 L square H average plus same integration 0 to L h into L minus x dx. No square is there here. So use this formula to calculate velocity of electron, and maximum velocity of electron, it comes out to be 1/10 of velocity of light, and that way this experiment is completed, wherein we have calculated specific charge of electron by Thomson's method.